Most team confusion doesn't come from people not working. It comes from work living in too many places. That's where Microsoft Planner comes in. Planner isn't about doing more work. It's about making work more visible, so expectations don't live in people's heads. Email tells you something happened. Meetings talk about what might happen. Planner is where work actually exists. You can access Microsoft Planner online from any browser at tasks.office.com or directly through Microsoft 365. Although most access Planner inside Microsoft Teams, where it naturally lives alongside conversations. Browser, Teams, anywhere you open it, you're not managing copies. You're seeing the same plan in different places. Planner doesn't replace To-Do or Outlook. It works with them. Different tools, different jobs. Let's look at how it works. Everything in Planner starts with a plan. A plan is a shared workspace for a project, team, or initiative. Inside a plan, work is organized into buckets. Buckets aren't strict rules. They're agreements, steps, phases, or something as simple as not started, in progress, or done. Tasks are the heart of Planner. Each task has an owner, a due date, optional notes and files. Most importantly, it's always clear who owns what. No guessing, no side conversations, no, I thought you had that. Planner gives you multiple ways to look at the same work. You're not changing the work, you're just changing perspective. Now, Board View is the default view. Tasks are organized by buckets and moved as work progresses. With Grid View, this looks more like a list or a spreadsheet. Great for scanning assignments, due dates, and owners quickly. With Schedule View, this shows tasks on a calendar. Perfect for seeing workload over time and spotting conflicts early. With Charts View, this gives you a high-level snapshot, progress by status, workload by person. Charts are for understanding, not micromanaging. When creating a new plan, you may see built-in templates. Templates give you a starting point, not a finished system. They're helpful if you want structure quickly, but they're optional. You don't have to use a template to use Planner well. Start simple. Adjust as the team learns. What happens if something doesn't get finished? Planner doesn't shame anyone. It doesn't send passive-aggressive reminders either. It simply shows reality. And reality is where good conversations start. Teams usually struggle when they try to make Planner perfect. Too many buckets, too many labels, too many rules. You don't need to set this up perfectly. Start with one plan, one simple flow. Let the team grow into it. Planner plans aren't private by default. They're meant to be shared. And to add members, you just add people to the plan. Or add them to an existing group. Once someone is added, they can see the tasks, updates, and progress all in one place. No forwarding spreadsheets, no copying lists, no asking, "Did you see my last email?" Planner works best when it's clear, not clever. That's trust. You don't need more meetings. You need shared clarity. If you're a current Kite Technology client and want help figuring out when to use Planner and when not to, reach out to your internal IT team, or your client experience manager, or the Kite Technology support team. If your team is ready for better coordination without more noise, we'd love to talk. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me.